Welcome to The Explainer. So, you're starting a nonprofit in California, and you're up against a crazy deadline. You've probably seen that offer, right? Get incorporated in just one day for a $500 fee. But is that promise of speed a total lifesaver, or is it just a waste of money? Today, we're going to find out what that fee really buys you.
Okay, let's set the scene. You're launching your nonprofit. You've got the passion, the mission is crystal clear, but then, bam, you hit a wall. A critical deadline. Maybe it's for a grant, maybe it's for a big partnership, but the result is the same. You need to be officially incorporated, and you needed it done like yesterday.
And then, in your frantic search, you find what looks like a total lifeline, a service that promises to get your organization incorporated in a single business day. It seems like the perfect fix, the answer to your prayers.
But that speed, man, it comes with a hefty price tag, often a $500 premium. And look, when you're under pressure, it is super tempting. But before you pull out that credit card, it's absolutely crucial to understand what you're actually paying for, and maybe even more importantly, what you aren't.
So on the surface, the choice looks pretty straightforward, right? You can either wait the standard 5 to 7 business days, or you can pay up and get it done in just one. It feels like a classic, simple choice between speed and money.
But, and this is a big but, here's where we hit the big reality check. Because getting incorporated in California, that's just the first and honestly the fastest part of a much, much bigger puzzle. The state's timeline, it is not the whole story. Not even close.
And here it is, the hidden timeline. Just look at the difference in scale here. It's kind of wild. State incorporation, 1 to 7 days. That's a tiny little sliver of the whole process. The real waiting game, the thing that takes 2 to 6 months or even longer, that's the IRS, and that's the step you absolutely need to become a full-fledged, tax-exempt 501c3 organization.
So, here's the bottom line, the most crucial point of all this. Paying for that same-day state filing does not speed up the IRS, not by a single day, not one bit. And it's that IRS approval you need to start accepting tax-deductible donations and actually operate as a public charity. So that overall timeline, it pretty much stays the same.
You know, this completely reframes the whole idea of an emergency, doesn't it? The real crisis isn't that 5 to 7 day wait for the state filing. No, the real emergency is something else entirely.
Yeah, the true emergency is getting your paperwork rejected. That means way more than just delays. It means you lose all your momentum and you lose cold, hard cash.
And here's the financial sting. That $500 expedited fee, it's non-refundable. So if your documents get bounced back for even a tiny, simple error, that money is just gone. And if you want to resubmit with that same speed, you got to pay it all over again.
And believe me, rejections are surprisingly common when people are in a rush. These are the usual suspects, but pay really close attention to that first one. Missing the IRS-required dissolution provisions. This is the big one. It's just some legal language that says if your nonprofit ever shuts down, its assets have to go to another charity, not back into your pocket. The IRS won't even look at your application without it. And this single issue, get this, it accounts for over 40% of rejections.
And the data here tells a really clear story. I mean, look at this. If you try to do it yourself with some generic documents you found online, your risk of rejection can be as high as 40%. That's a huge gamble. But if you get a professional review before you file, that risk plummets to less than 5%. Okay, so with all that in mind, let's build a little framework for making a smart choice here. How do you decide what's right for your nonprofit? When is that $500 a brilliant investment, and when is it just a costly mistake waiting to happen?
All right, here's a super clear decision matrix. Just look at the column on the left. If you have a hard external deadline, like a grant is closing in 3 days, you have a partnership agreement that has to be signed this week, or there's a critical end-of-year tax deadline breathing down your neck, then yeah, emergency filing makes total sense. But now look at the right column. If you're over here, where you just have a general desire to start fast, or your real need is that IRS status, well, standard filing is the smarter, much more cost-effective choice.
So before you spend that money, just walk yourself through these 3 simple steps. It's a quick cost-benefit analysis. 1. Is your urgency real? Like, is the deadline external and totally immovable? 2. Acknowledge the premium. You're paying an extra $500. And 3. Ask yourself the key question. Is saving about a week at the state level truly worth $500 to your organization at this exact moment?
And this is how those costs break down. See, everyone pays that base $30 filing fee. The expedited options are premiums you pay right on top of that. An extra $350 for 24-hour service, or that full $500 extra for same day. It really helps put that premium into perspective, doesn't it?
All right, so after breaking this whole process down, what is the key takeaway? What's the single most important thing you should remember when you're facing that ticking clock?
It's this. The real value in an emergency situation isn't just paying for speed. It's about paying for certainty. A professional review makes sure your paperwork is perfect the first time, which protects that non-refundable fee you're about to spend.
Because at the end of the day, this is what matters most. The goal isn't just to file fast, it's to file successfully. It's all about avoiding that painful process of correcting mistakes, losing your fee, and ending up even further behind than when you started.
And that's the final thought I want to leave you with. Before you pay that premium for speed, just ask yourself this one question. Is your real emergency about the calendar, or is it about the certainty of getting it right the first time? Answering that honestly is the real key to launching your nonprofit successfully.